Hello student, welcome to all of you once again in the class of MCOM Part 2 Semester 3 Management Audit under the specialization of Advanced Cost Accounting and Cost System. So in our last lecture we had learned the basic concept of management audit, process of management audit and the role of management accountant. Now in our today's session we are going to learn the unit number 4 operational audit and the most important concepts which are covered under the operational audit. So let's move on the study content first. So student, these are the study content of our today's session. I have to read all of these study content one by one. Number one is introduction of an operational audit and number two is plan or program for operational audit. We have to learn all this study content in detail in our today's session. So let's move on the next slide. Now this is the basic introduction of operational audit. When we see the basic introduction, we have to know one thing, that is operational audit is related to the activities in the functional areas. The policies and actual operations are compared and evaluated under the operational audit. The end result is compared with the standards and the variations are analyzed. After evaluation and analysis, suitable recommendations and suggestions are made to improve the operational efficiency. Operational audit is a part of performance audit. Performance audit evaluates the effective functioning of an organization. It includes operational audit, financial audit, both. Now, who is normally perform the operational audit? The answer is operational audit services normally performed by internal audits, since this is also part of their job to assess the efficiency and effectiveness of internal audit and operation. Normally, the internal auditor performs their review on the three keys types includes financial statements audit, compliance audit and operational audit. I hope you better understand the basic concept of operational audit. Now let's move on the next slide. So the next important concept is objectives of operational audit. Operational audits are conducted for the following purposes. Number one, to provide incentives. The performance of the functional units are appraised and incentives are awarded on the basis of the operational efficiency. Number two is to take over sick units. Before taking over a sick unit, the government or an outside agency may be interested in conducting the operational audit. If it is found that the sickness is due to operational inefficiency, the interested party may take over the sick unit. If it is found it is found out that the sickness is due to reason beyond the control of the management and not due to operational inefficiency, the sick unit may uh, the sick unit may not be taken over since there is a little hope of rehabilitation. Now number three is to ensure the efficiency of performance of the functional areas. That means if any financial corporation or bank may decide to participate in the equity capital of an organization or may propose to extend a huge amount as a loan, before implementing such decisions, they may conduct operational audit to ensure the efficiency of performance of the functional areas. So the concept of operational audit is rather new and may serve the purpose they may serve as the purpose as an excellent tool of management information system. So let's move on the next slide. Next important concept is advantages of operational audit. Organizations can expect to achieve five primarily goals or main advantages by performing any operational audit within the organization. So I have to explain all these advantages one by one. Number one is influence positive change. Understand how future processes, policies, procedures and other types of management are producing maximum effectiveness and efficiency. Number two, review internal controls. Establish the potential impact of successes and failures in the specialized functional areas of operation. Number three is understand risk. The type of risk associated, the type of risk associated with the business and operational risk range from business interruption, employee omissions or errors, IT system failure, product failure, safety and health issue, loss of keys, employees, fraud, loss of suppliers, and litigation. So these are the few operational risks which are always present within the organization. Number four, identify improvement opportunities. As a result of understanding risk, auditors can determine where to make improvements and how to mitigate risk and improve opportunities. The board categorizes of risk and where improvements should occur. Some operational risk, financial risk, environmental risk, and reputational risk are also exist within the organization. So it is a prime responsibility of every operational auditor to identify those risks and identify the improvement opportunities within the organization. Number 5, inform senior management. The result of the audit should appear in a clear report that provides objectives, analysis, appraisals, recommendations, and pertinent comments concerning the activities reviewed. The next important concept is operational audit process. The following major steps are included in operational audit process. I have to explain all these steps in detail one by one. First one, establishing objectives. Base objective on management goals and priorities. Consider the characteristics of product, project, processes, and any change to them. Take into account management system requirements, contractual and legal requirements, and other requirements. Evaluate suppliers and the needs and expectations of interested parties, including customers. Take into account the auditee level of performance, risk, previous audit result, and maturity of the management system being audited. So these are the some primary requirements which are comes under the establishing of objectives. Number two, establishing the audit program. Identify the responsibilities of the audit program manager and establish his or her competence of the person, determine the scope and potential risk, then set procedure and identify resources. Number three is implementing the audit program. Under this step, management define the objectives, scope, and criteria and select the audit team members and assign responsibility to the audit team leader, manage to outcome and records. Number four is monitoring the audit program. Assess conformity with the program, schedule, and objectives, and then assess the performance of the audit team members and the ability of the audit team to implement the plan. Evaluate feedback of all stakeholders. Some factors can determine the need to modify the program, including audit findings, the demonstrated level of management, and changes to the audit management system, standards, and the other requirements. Next one is reviewing and improving the audit program. This is also one of the most important steps in operational audit process. Under this step, evaluation if objectives have been achieved, use lessons learned as an input for continual improvement. The review should consider results and trend conformity with procedure, the evaluating needs and expectations of interested parties, records, alternatives, or new auditing methods, the effectiveness of measures to address associated risk and conformity and information security issues relating to the auditing program. So these are the operational audit process. Now let's move on the next slide. Now this is the last part of our today's session, audit activities. The procedure of audit activities has been performing through the following ways. I have to explain all these components of audit activities one by one in detail. First upon number one is initiating the audit. Establish initial contact with the auditee and any delegated leaders. Determine the feasibility of the audit and review the assignment to ensure the objectives are achievable. So this is a first activity which is performed by the team of operational auditors. Next one is preparing audit activities. Review pertinent documents, prepare the audit plan, assign work as needed, and organize necessary action plans and documents. This kind of activities has been performed by the auditor team of auditors under the preparing audit activities. Next one is conducting audit activities. In this step, conduct a meeting to confirm that all parties agree to the proposed plan, introduce team members to management and each other, double check that you can perform the audit actions defined in the plan as intended, review document as needed throughout the process. The team should regularly meet to review and exchange information, assess progress and reassign work if necessary. After you receive the audit documents, review the information sources, audit the evidence and evaluate it against audit criteria. Review conclusion. The findings will confirm or not confirm with audit criteria. For non-conforming findings, for and non-conforming findings, record the supporting evidence, review the information with the auditee and ascertain if the evidence is correct. The team should meet to review findings at designated and appropriate audit stage. Conducting the audit activities. Before the closing meeting to review findings, the audit team should confirm and collect information against objectives. The team should agree on conclusions, prepare recommendations, and discuss follow-up. Have a closing meeting facilitated by the team leader to present the findings and conclusions. After that, the team leader reports the result with a complete, accurate, concise, and clear audit record and delivers it within the agreed period. In case of delay, auditee and program manager should discuss why it happened. The report must be dated, reviewed, and approved based on agreed upon procedure. Distribute the report as a defined in the plan to the appropriate recipients. And last one is conducting audit follow-up. Completing the audit and conducting the audit follow-up. So these are the interrelated steps which we covered in same manner. Work is complete when all planned audit activities are accomplished, documents are kept or destroyed based on the procedure and applicable requirement set at the beginning of the audit. If disclosure is necessary, inform the audit client and auditee as soon as possible. Add lessons learned from the audit to the continual improvement processes. So these are the activity which is performed by the team of the auditors under the operational audit process. So student, in today's session, we had learned the basic concept of operational audit, objectives and advantages of operational audit, the process of operational audit, and the activities which can be performed under the operational audit. Now, the remaining part of this unit or this subject will be covered on next lecture. Thank you.